morning from Newport, Rhode Island, and I'm actually heading into Middletown. So on the previous episode, I was hiking on my favorite cliff walk, although a bit disappointed with the shitty pet parents and the cigarette butts and the trash, and it just seems like people just didn't take care of it. I don't remember it being so disheveled, but it got super crowded right when I was finishing up about 9:45, 10 o'clock. So I put the bike on the back, so that was good. And then it's just like angry, irate New England guys. I'm like, dude, let me get out of the parking space before you start like blocking me in. Anyway, so I'm now in Middletown, which is right next door to Newport. It's where the beach is at, actually, that I was at. And I never really came over here except to go to like Kmart or something. But I'm going to the Newport Daily News, which is where I used to intern when I lived here 25 years ago. It's a different location though, not the same location. But it's only 5 minutes away. It would have been nicer if I only had to, ride my bike 2 miles. But I did get to ride through Newport every morning and every afternoon on my little bicycle. So yes, I'm just going to drive 5 minutes up the road, go check that out, get a copy of the paper if it's still existing. I don't know whether any newspapers exist anymore. It suddenly got busy. It is a Wednesday. I don't know why there's so many people here. And then after that, I'm going to go to a couple museums and just spend the day here. Probably won't stay too late. I will end up at the end of the day at the lighthouse and the Fort Collins State Park, just to kind of, like round things out at the end. But yeah, beautiful day. Starting to get very hot. It's about 75 degrees, but the sun's beating down. And then I think I'm going to head into, I go into New York tonight, back into New York State, not the city. The city will be in a few days. So, okay. All right. I will see you in a little bit. This is definitely a very different building than I'm used to. Do they even print the newspaper anymore? Or is it just online? I don't know. But it's supposed to be over here and I don't see anything and I don't see anybody working here. So let me figure out. There it is, Newport Dailies. I miss getting the newspapers off the printer, and I never wore anything white because I would just be covered in ink. And just going and watching the printing press. And it was one of the last afternoon newspapers in the country. So I worked from like 5 a.m. until 2 p.m. and I was on the copy desk. So as soon as they printed the first run, we sat there, the 6 of us, and went through and copy edited the whole thing. So I did the business section, I wrote headlines for features, and I never did front page because I was, an intern. But I got to do all the captions for the photos and used Corel Draw. What else did I use? The Associated Press ticker, Quark Express, which we called Quark Distress. I mean, it was like, there was also a page layout person and another copy editor. So it was the golden age. I loved it. And now it doesn't even look like they print anything here. Maybe they send it somewhere else to get printed. But I'm gonna go in and find out, because that's a shame that like it's not there anymore, but it's kind of cool that maybe I can go say hi. I don't think I know anyone. The features editor passed away in April, unfortunately. He had some kidney issues. But let me go see what's going on with this. Yeah, the other location was right up on a hill, and I'm glad actually that I didn't work at this location because it's 5 minutes from the college, and I would never have gone downtown on my bike. But since I had to ride through downtown to go to the old location, which I will go over there, I'll go see what's up with it. And then I would ride through Newport proper, and it was the summer, so there's always some festival going on, and then on the weekends I would just go explore. That's when I went down to Boston, or at the end of my trip I also went to New York, so took the train. So let me go figure out what's up with this. Well, no one's there and no one's answering the phone, so I'm going to go to the next place. So off to the Naval War College Museum. I'm at the Naval War College. It's on the Navy base, and because I have a VHIC, which is a Veterans Health Identification Card, I can get onto every single military base in the US. So I'm going to go in and get my pass because I am special, and it's awesome. There's so many really, really good museums. Like the one in Pensacola had an amazing, you can go back and see this bomb cyclone episodes, but it has a really amazing museum. I'm gonna go down here for like the what is it, airplanes. So it's really cool. Okay, so I'm gonna back in here and park and go get my pass. This may be the prettiest and smallest visitor center. Let's see, Naval Station, Newport. There used to be tons of, like, with the big old Navy ships would come in. That's why the big Newport Bridge is so high. So those big old warships can come through. Okay, that was a nightmare trying to get in. First of all, they were like, well, you need to contact the Naval War Museum on the website. I said, well, there's no information on the website that tells me that. And if there is, well, they're like, well, you have to call this number. Well, I called and we called. It took an hour for me to get my pass to get on base. There is a commissary, so at least I'll go to the commissary. Maybe I'll get some lunch. I don't know. Maximize my use of my free pass. That was a whole hour. Oh my God. It is now 11:45 and I need to figure out how to get onto the Navy base. They are a lot more process around here than Pensacola. They were like, well, where's your vehicle registration? I'm like, it's stuck to my window. And they said, well, you need to have a letter. I said, well, Texas, Rhode Island requires you to have a registration letter. I'm like, registration? Like, no, like we just have a sticker like on my window that says 0124. Anyway, so the guy's like, oh, I guess I didn't know Texas was like that. I'm like, well, maybe you don't have any Texas people here. I don't know. Well, there's a Newport Bridge. I'm now on base. I have a pass. I have a map as well. So I have a map and I'm just going to go to this Naval War Museum, which at the end of the day is probably going to be like one room. But anyway, we'll see. I am in the system for some reason. I'm in the system. I look like a Manson murderer. Like literally, like what is with my face? And I have brown hair, so I don't know when this picture was taken. It must have been, it wasn't last year because I had blonde hair last year. So I don't know. Anyway, there's a van lifer. I was like, what's a van lifer doing on here? Okay, so now I'm going into the Naval Weapons Station. I can't film once I'm in, so I may be able to take pictures at the museum, but who knows? At this point, I told the guy, I'm like, he's like, did you fill out the extra form? I had to fill out another form. And I was like, maybe I just won't go here. He's like, no, we're gonna get you in. I was like, okay, all right. And I got to film as well. So that was, I talked to a lady in there. She's a dependent spouse. Her husband's in the Navy, and so she's like, yeah, you know, he wants to do 20 years, but he's burned out. I said, no, stay in, because you get the health care, you get the benefits, everything. So let me plug in my fridge, and now it's like having to lean back here and do this. So now I'm gonna go. It's already getting late. It's already 12:30. Actually, it's only 12:30. So now I'm going to go to the commissary quickly, and then I'm going to go to the next museum, which I think is like the vintage car museum. I'm not going to do the breakers because I've already done that. I didn't get to do anything else. But yeah, when I was here in 1998, we came over here to cover the ship. There was a big ship that went under the bridge, and we had our photographer here because we didn't think it would actually fit, and that was kind of funny. We were like waiting for the bit where the massive warship wouldn't fit under the Newport Bridge, but I have to look it up. I don't know if any of that stuff is archived online. I know like my articles for the LA Times back in the 90s, let me have a blue sky, thank you, in the 90s are archived, so you can actually look me up and read some of my articles I wrote when I was like 14, because I've actually been a journalist for 31 years at least, I think. Yeah, since I was 13 or 14. Anyway, okay. So I'm doing like a 119-point turn to get out of here, and I'm gonna end up hitting that pole, and I don't wanna hit the pole. Okay, so let me figure out how to get the hell out. I gotta turn around wrong and back up out of this place and go to the commissary. All right, I am done with the commissary, just supermarket. So I got some salad. I would like to get some lobster to put on my salad. I don't know. Anyway, anyway, and then they didn't have any WD-40. My second bike lock, my On Guard bike lock that I put on the fancy bike is like, the key won't go in, so I need some WD-40 for that. So I think it's just clogged from being on the back of my van for like 2 weeks. But I was able to undo it when I put the van in. Sorry, I just drank a Frappuccino drink. These are nasty. They taste like coffee water. I know coffee is water, but it's not like a thick Frappuccino thing. Anyway, so now I'm going through into the Newport Art Museum, and I think after that there's the Vintage Car Museum, and there's so much construction around here. Why does my hair suddenly look longer? Finally, my hair grows really fast, by the way, but I don't cut it often enough, so it looks like shit most of the time, as it does right now. Okay, so going back into Newport, I will have to get gas before I leave, and I think I'm staying in New York tonight. So I have hikes tomorrow, which will be super fun. I think I have 3 hikes. I think I'm going to Connecticut. I'm in Connecticut tonight. So that'll be fun. New state for Prudence. I have been there before. I've been to Greenwich and I've been to New Haven. Yale University is also there. I think Boston has Harvard, and then Princeton. Where's Princeton? I'll put it on the screen right here where Princeton is, and then Yale's in Connecticut. So I went to none of those. I went to college in Indiana. I went to the Harvard of the Midwest. Yeah, bullshit. So now I'm going back into Newport. Really, really, really pretty. So yeah, just kind of driving around. The big thing I wanted to do was that hike. So that's been done. That's the previous video. And now I'm going past the graveyard, which always freaked me out. Not a fan of, like, I don't know. It's too creepy for me. But anyway, okay, let's go to some more museums. And I would like to walk around a little bit more. That took an hour longer than it needed to. The museum itself only took like 15-20 minutes, and then I talked to the lady for 15 or 20 minutes. But yes, that was a lot more time than I wanted to spend trying to get onto the base. And so just to redeem myself, I went to the commissary and got a bag of lettuce and 2 Frappuccino drinks. So now I'm driving down these tiny one-way streets. A lot of these houses are from like the 1600s. It's crazy. A lot of them are also maintained as historical sites, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, now I parked downtown for 4 hours, so I'm going to go to 2 museums that are pretty close to each other. Got about a 10-minute walk up the hill that I just came down to, the Art Museum and then the Vintage Car Museum. Hopefully both are open, and then I'm right here. So I just had a quick snack of string cheese. That's Peru. All right, let's go walk. So here's the map. There's 2 floors in this building and 1 floor in the other building, and a 3rd building with the art school. This is great. Very beautiful building. The building itself is art. Like, I'm such a huge fan of Chihuly glass, and they have Chihuly glass from 1967. That's pretty cool. And some other glass blowers. That's something I'd like to go back to the Corning Museum and do. I think that would be fun. That was really cool. They had a lot of really unique pieces, a lot of artists that I didn't know, but also some artists I did know, and not only just paintings. They had one room of like Renaissance, and I was like, nope, don't need to look at people pouting. Anyway, so I'm going into the Cushing Gallery next. Beautiful day. Yeah, I like this kind of stuff, you know. I don't really care for the famous crap, you know, like the Picassos and the Van Goghs. I like the stuff from artists that are actually like passionate and not just, you know, fame hungry or whatever. Although I think Van Gogh became more famous after he died, actually, so I don't think he really cared or knew what his paintings were doing. Okay, the 3rd building I'm going to is the art school, and I think it's around here. Yeah, follow the sign. I switched my shirt, by the way. So I will say, working for the newspaper here really got me to be able to see the whole town. I mean, I was 19 years old, you know, wide-eyed and ready to see the world. And I don't think I appreciated as much back then of how much I got to see the town as a journalist, only to go on to be a journalist for the last 23 years, professionally accredited, even though I've been a writer since I was 13 and published. But yeah, to be able to, be able to get in places and really get kind of the inside scoop. And now with YouTube and social media, we can actually tell people about it. So this is the museum school. So I'm gonna go in there, take a look. And yeah, it's not actually very busy at all. Well, not up this end. Next I'll go to the car museum, vintage car museum, which is definitely my vibe. And I don't really like stock cars or like, NASCAR or muscle cars or anything like that, but I like the vintage cars. So we'll go check that out. And then the illustration museum is closed. And I think after that, I'm gonna go to the park, the state park, Fort Collins, I think it is, and the lighthouse, and then head on to Connecticut. So pretty much an early night tonight. I need to go get WD-40. So I need to find like a Walmart or a Home Depot or something. But anyway, so here it is, the Newport, it's actually backwards, School Museum Art Newport. And it's actually closed. If the door is closed, please call the museum front desk and someone will come over and let you in. Oh, to pick up pottery. Tuesday through Friday, 10 till 3. Okay, well, no worries. I guess they have like ceramics and stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna walk 6 minutes to the next museum, which I think is this way. So this is great, definitely a walkable town. I rode a bicycle for like, I think I was here for 3 months, 2.5 months, 10 weeks. I know I was in New York for 10 weeks on that internship the next year. Now I'm in one of the main parts of town. There's also like a farmer's market down the end I might go to. I'm gonna cross. I press the button. Okay. Yeah, this is Bellevue Avenue. So this is one of the big shopping areas. So they have all the normal shops like Old Navy and stuff. You just can't tell because they all look like the old buildings. So I'm gonna walk over to the museum and then kind of make my way back, maybe get a snack. This is great. Really, really great. Also, this is the International Tennis Hall of Fame. And I wrote a story about this, about the ball kids that would collect the balls. And I have to find the article, but basically the whole time I was trying to interview the kids, they were all showing me all of their bruises. And like one kid had a broken arm, another kid had like no teeth because he got hit in the face. And they were so proud of it. But yeah, I was here 25 years ago. I think Andre Agassi, Brooke Shields, Boris Becker, they were all here. So yeah, so I was here in 1998. I wrote the story about the bull kids. Sorry, I was trying to talk. And yeah, so they would basically wait in the corner and grab the ball and throw it back to whoever, the umpire or whatever. I don't know how tennis is. But yeah, the whole time they were like, when I was interviewing, they're like, look at my bruise. And I was like, I wasn't even a mom yet, but the mama bear in me, the future mama bear, was like, are you okay? Do you need like a Band-Aid or something? Like, where's your mom? These poor kids, and they were so proud of it, like all their injuries from being hit with a 100-mile-an-hour tennis ball. But yeah, this is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, when they had the tournament here, it went on for I think a couple days. And yeah, all the famous like 90s tennis players. All right, so the guy that just checked me in at the International Tennis Hall of Fame lived in the Woodlands, Texas, which is like 30 minutes from my house. So everybody, the great Lone Star migration, all the Texans. Yeah, this is great. Oh, I wasn't even planning on going here. I was just gonna go to the museum, the car museum, but this is fantastic. So it's $3 discount for veterans. You have binoculars, oh, hang on. You have binoculars, oh, this is like, oh, that's cool. You can look through and see what it used to look like back in the olden days. That's really fun. I don't know if you can see that. That's really cool. Very, very beautiful. And all the awards I never win. I could never be on the tennis team in high school because my backhand, I'd always change hands and use my left hand to do my right-handed backhand. So I get yelled at. was really fun. I think they're setting up for an event. Yeah, we were up there. So I'm gonna go to the gift shop quickly and then head on to the auto museum. See, I don't like the American muscle cars, but I do like the British ones. British MG. All right, so I am done. Thank you, Newport. See, this is where I would ride my bike through on the way to work every day when the newspaper was on this side of town. So I'm gonna go over to the market across, and I do need to get some WD-40. So I'm gonna do that, and hopefully I'm not gonna get run over. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go to CVS. Hopefully they've got some grease for the lock that won't, because I don't want to pay $70 for another lock. And I'm just gonna walk down the hill, and I think I'm gonna head over to the lighthouse. I'm gonna get some lunch to take with me so I can sit at the park and eat something. It's weird, like, I don't think I've been on a date in like over a year, I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, I used to like date for dinner. That was great. But I don't, when I'm by myself, it's like, I don't mind eating on my own. It's just, I'm so on the go, like sightseeing and walking around and doing hikes and things that I just kind of snack. And then I'm like, oh, I should sit down and eat something properly. But then it's like too hot. When it's this hot outside, it's like probably 80, 85 degrees right now. I have zero appetite. Like, I need it to be freezing cold so I can get some sort of comfort food. But they have a sushi place over here. And they have A Market. It's just called A Market. It's literally called A Market. But it's like a fancy, like, Whole Foods kind of place. So let me be all, you know, bougie and get that. This is nice. I love it when they've got, like, the natural buildings and then they just put, like, you know, commercialize the hell out of it, but you can't really tell. Like, CVS doesn't even look like a CVS. And A Market is called a market. So, all right, I'm gonna head back and maybe I'll get sushi. I don't know. Espresso bar. I need something like some frozen beverage. Not Starbucks, I'm done with that. I just realized this used to be the Stop and Shop. This used to be, the Stop and Shop's across the street now, but this used to be the Stop and Shop over here. I guess it got bought out by this place. Because I remember, I don't remember much, but I distinctly remember this. Maybe I can go look for a house to buy as well. Okay, here's the fancy market called A Market. Smells like a Whole Foods. I need more snacks. Okay, let me get some food. So this is an example of a building that's been placed on the National Register of Historic Places, United States Department of the Interior. So these buildings are required to maintain the traditional aesthetic. Even new buildings must be built in the same style, which I think is really cool. Even though I'm not a fan of like wood siding, it kind of works, you know? It works here. So yeah, so that's what, so if you see a building with that on the side, that's what it means. So I don't know what that was. Anyway, so this is another one, circa 1790. Another one that's on the National Register. Pretty cool. I like old things because I'm Britishish. Well, who knew that St. Mary's Parish, this big old church right here, is where JFK and Jacqueline Kennedy were married in 1953. Well, there you go. That's right, because they're from up here. So, somewhere around here. Okay, I am at the Breakers. I don't think I have time to do it. I think it's closing. I think it closes at 5, but there are people going in. So I'm going to go in anyway. I'm going to see if I can quickly go take a look. And that would, yeah, there it is right there. So then I have to go this way anyway. So let me see. Yeah, there's people still going in. It closes at 5. So even if I can go take a quick look, that would be great. If there's parking, please be parking. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. This parking space right here. I have to take up 2 spaces. No, this is fine. All right. No sound in this space. It's all good. Okay, let me just park right here. And hopefully I can get out. What time is it right now? It's 4:15. Yeah, plenty of time. Let me just repark because I don't think this is a good parking space for me. I need to back in, that's the thing. And the reason is so that I can get out. Anyway. So I'm also going here because I think Fort Collins is closed, but I know the lighthouse might be open, but I'm still going to drive that way to get out of town. People just don't even stop at the stop sign. Why is he in such a hurry to like go to some asshole convention or something? I don't know. Okay. Security guard's like, do you have a ticket? And I was like, I'm trying to get one. And then it was all nice. He said, oh yeah, just go over here. All right, let me go in here. All right, I got my ticket and it was $29, no military discount. And yeah, so they let you, once you get in before 5, you can take as long as you want to look around. So that's good. So I'm going to wait for my app to download. Hang on. There. So I will say this is extremely mobility accessible, which is awesome. So what this means is that the apps are great. I mean, QR codes back in like the 2010s were pointless, but now you download the QR code. If you have a screen reader on your phone or something like that, you can actually like listen or read the tour. And they have it in like 10 different languages. So they have it in Russian, Hebrew, Japanese. I was going to do the Japanese tour just to like brush up on it. But it would probably be all in like Keigo Japanese, like super polite Japanese, which I'm not very good at, because you're supposed to speak up to people above you and down to like children, but I would always do it opposite. So I think I go in here, entrance. Okay, this is cool. I should get a picture of the front with the desecrated American flag that they need to fix. I think that's like against the law. Yeah, so that American flag is all tangled. They need to fix that. I'm all like, oh, this place sucks. I'm just kidding. I actually had a nice chat with the lady who was selling the tickets, and I was telling her all about like going to Buckingham Palace when I was 16, and you couldn't see anyone's like real living quarters, and so I was like, well, this place sucks. So, okay, in we go, arms and elbows in. All right, I'm in. Oh, wow. Holy crap. I was just like punched in the face with all the money I don't have. Okay, so since I'm filming with my camera, I'm not actually going to, oh, holy shit. You know, it's funny, these buildings back in the day were built to be restored, not replaced. That is fascinating. Oh my God. Wow. Of course, there's the endless supply of water. This is actually really beautiful. I don't remember coming here. I came here, I think, with my mom and my aunt, but I don't remember it because I was like 19 and bored. So I still need to do the ceiling in my van. I think this is the style that I'm going for. I think I'm gonna channel Amy in a van and get a chandelier and like endless, expensive, heavy, breakable materials. That is insane. I mean, how do you decide which part of the construction you want to be? Like, do you draw the short straw and you're the guy that has to stick shit to the ceiling? Yes, just a gentle reminder of how incredibly poor I am. It's like, I live in a van. Actually, it's funny, in Hearst Castle, what was funny about it was that William Randolph Hearst used to tent camp on the land that he inherited from his family, which is all of the land basically, like in that area. And in San Simeon, California. And what's funny is that like there's a quote when you walk into the Hearst Castle Visitor Center that goes, it's a quote from him. He goes, yeah, you know, I enjoyed tent camping, but I just want something a little bit bigger. And then it's just like, boom, Hearst Castle. I don't know if this is real gold. I think this is like, you know, when you go to Claire's and you can get like the fake chandelier, like at the mall. This is insane. So they give you until 6 o'clock, even though they close. I think they stopped selling tickets at 5. And, all right, this is kind of a boring room. This is a snooker table, but it's a pool, billiards. Or is it billiards? I don't know. Marble walls. Where somebody like started drawing on the wall and just smudged it all. You know, like when you You know, it's like wet paint and you still want to touch it. It's like, thanks for ruining it. Actually, I would say I recommend coming in here an hour before they close, or out at like 4 o'clock, 4:30. There is nobody here. I literally have this entire mansion that I don't own to myself, except like the family with the baby. And the baby's like, blah, blah, blah. And the parents are like, well, should we send our kid to college or should we buy a house like this? It's like, buy the house. So I'm not generally like one for all this like gaudiness, but this I actually kind of like it. It's the Gilded Age, so it's, I don't know, it's different than some of the other stately homes that I went to. When I was a kid in England, we used to go on the weekends, like we go like drive around, find a pub, play outside, get lunch, go to a stately home. And there's me. I'm so poor. Couldn't imagine putting up all those like outfits in the morning. It takes like 2 hours to get dressed. This is what goes through my mind. I'm like, you know, oh, it's beautiful furniture, blah, blah, blah. No, literally, how long does it take them to put their underwear on? These are the burning questions. Oh, more gold stuff. I'm literally the only one here. There's like 2 other people, 2 ladies and a family with a baby. So welcome to my home. This is my sitting room where we just sit and talk about how long it took us to put our corsets on. So, oh, my ribs. This is great. This is actually really fun. Only because I didn't expect to come here, but I'm glad I squeezed it in. Still holding my ticket. So, to be like, there's my ticket. From my balcony. I don't know why all these people are in my house. Get out of my house. I'm just kidding. This would never be me. This is very, very well done. So now down the stairs. They just kind of guide you through, and they can give you a written version of the tour and also an audio version. And down the creepy staircase. Everything makes noise. This is what I grew up with. My school in England had a mansion that you couldn't even sneak out of class because everyone could hear you walking. And we had these like very formal school shoes that we had to wear. So it's like wearing tap dancing shoes. Okay, I got to the Castle Hill lighthouse, but it ended up going to like a country club at the end. So I don't think you can access it. Okay, I have an occupational hazard of van life. I don't know if I can get through. I hate these things. What are these like stupid spiders? It's like, I should be able to go through. Okay, it's just trees. It's like, I hate all tunnels at all times. I don't hear anything. Okay, there's an actual tree. You know what though? Here's my theory as I hit one of them. Amazon goes through here, and Amazon drives high roof Sprinters, which are taller than my entire height of my van, including the paddleboard that is welded to the roof. So these are, these should be fine. I'm at Fort Adams, and there's a whole line of cars behind me. I guess something's going on over here. I don't know, because I got out to take a photo just now, and the guy's like, blah, beep, 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 beep. I was like, shit. I was like, slow down. Wait. Anyway, so this is also, I guess, overnight parking by permit only. Okay, so this is the fort, and it says it's closed at 8 o'clock. No, like closed earlier. Like it's already closed, but I guess there's music going on. What is happening here? It is a Wednesday, so I'm going to see. Everyone's got chairs. Oh, okay. I don't know what kind of music is playing. I have no interest. I have a 2-hour drive to my rest area, and I'm not really into like sitting with a bunch of people. When I was here in 1998, what was funny was that the 4th of July was consistently cancelled because of the fog. So I don't know what's going on here. Let me figure out. Music at the fort. Okay, so it's a concert with some music. Nobody knows the name of the band that's playing. Apparently they're called Those Guys. Never heard of them, don't care. So it's really pretty though. Like just the harbor itself, not the parking lot, but the harbor itself is really pretty. Everybody's got those, here's the reason I'm not going to this thing, because my actual little deck chair thing is somewhere way in the back, and it will be a nightmare production to try to undo everything. Plus the fort is going to cause this shadow over the parking lot, and I will have no sun, and I'm still charging the Jackery. So I have 100% finally on the Bouge RV, and now I'm trying to charge the Jackery. So there's also a boat down here you can walk on. Oh, there's a big like tall ship. That tall ship right here, that is a tall ship. I love those things, walking around on them. But anyway, so I am done with Newport. Thank you, Newport. You were fun. I want to go on a boat now. I don't want to be around people. I just want to be out in the middle of the ocean yelling, Wilson! All right, tonight's accommodation is New Haven, and it is the southbound. The northbound's across the street, but they don't have anywhere to park except outside of the convenience store. But this one has a massive parking lot for cars, and it's away from the trucks right by the road. So the freeway noise is fine. That actually puts me to sleep because I live in the city right near the 610 freeway in Houston, which is basically a NASCAR track at night because it just circles the whole of Houston and people just race cars on it.